look to identify this UFO. It was completely silent as it went by. I live on the Florida Space Coast where they launch rockets, but it's not like any rocket launch I've seen before. It was about 7:30 p.m. This was the Starship launch out of Texas. The Starship flew between the southern tip of Florida and Cuba. The reason it looked so spectacular and unusual is a phenomenon known as a twilight phenomenon. It was just after sunset for you on the ground, so it was dark. However, the rocket, at its very high altitude, was still in direct sunlight. The sunlight illuminated the rocket's exhaust plume, which is composed mostly of tiny ice crystals. This causes the plume to expand and glow with brilliant iridescent colors, creating a silent and breathtakingly beautiful spectacle in the twilight sky. These are old Dutch shoes with mystery signatures. They were found with authentic Dutch costumes. The woman who owned them was a teacher who loved traveling. Are these symbols what I think they are? The symbols are likely related to unions. It's a common tradition in some European trade unions to have a pair of sabots, traditional wooden shoes, signed by the members when a new union officer is elected. The sabot is a symbol of the working class. This pair, with its multiple signatures, was likely a commemorative gift presented to a newly elected officer of a Dutch trade union, which the teacher then acquired as a piece of cultural memorabilia during her travels. What are these things on the roof of a Love's travel stop? They are high-pressure sodium lights. This is an old-school, pre-LED type of outdoor lighting. High-pressure sodium, HPS lamps, are a type of gas discharge lamp that produces a characteristic, bright, yellowish-orange light. They were extremely common for street lighting and for illuminating large areas like parking lots and the grounds of truck stops because they were very energy efficient for their time. While most new installations now use the whiter and even more efficient LED technology, many of these older HPS fixtures are still in service. I got this from an estate sale for $1 or less. It's approx. 4.75 inches and 0.5 lbs. I thought it was a plumb bob, but AI says it's a corroded cartridge case. I don't believe that damn AI. What is it? You are right to not believe that damn AI. This is a metal punch, maybe a real old center punch. A center punch is a hand tool used to create a small dimple in a workpiece before drilling. The large diameter end is the part you strike with a hammer, and the pointed end makes the mark. The extensive mushrooming and hammer marks on the striking end show that this tool has been well used for its intended purpose. It is a classic and essential tool for any machinist or metal worker. This rolled down from an ancient city at the top of a hill. Can you tell which part of the building it's from? The rough side shows it was set in soil, and the smoother side isn't ready for human use. This is likely not from a building at all. It looks like it was a hard floor or a paved surface made in an erosion gully to slow down erosion. In hilly areas, rainwater can cut deep channels or gullies into the soil. To prevent this, a simple but effective measure is to line the gully with rocks or a rough form of concrete like this. This hard floor armors the gully, preventing the water from washing away the soil. The rough side was set in the earth, and the smoother top side was to allow the water to flow over it without causing further erosion. This strange refractor post thing is on the corner of a roof at work. Not sure of the utility. Any insights would help. This is used to measure if buildings are sinking or moving. It is a survey prism or a retroreflector, the same type used by surveyors. By mounting these prisms permanently on the corners of a building, especially when there is nearby construction, excavation, or in areas with unstable ground, surveyors can take highly precise measurements of the prism's position over time. By comparing these measurements, they can detect any minute settlement, tilting, or movement of the building, which is critical for ensuring its structural safety. Got this in a goodie bag from a local health center. It's a little keychain thing with a hollow rubber tube inside. The tube is about 6 inches long. Any ideas? This is a reusable straw. As part of the movement to reduce single-use plastic, reusable drinking straws have become very popular. This one is a collapsible or roll-up version designed for portability. The straw itself is made of a flexible, food-grade silicone, the hollow rubber tube. It can be rolled or folded up and stored in the small keychain case, making it easy to carry with you. Many also come with a small, thin brush for cleaning the inside of the straw. I thought I was buying pickled bok choy, but grabbed a bag of what was under it by mistake. It is very salty and has the texture of a steamed broccoli stem. I enjoy the taste and want to know what it is. This is pickled mustard stem, also known as jia kai or Sichuan vegetable. It is a very popular condiment and ingredient in Chinese cuisine. It is made from the swollen, knobby stem of a particular variety of mustard plant. The stems are salted, pressed to remove moisture, and then pickled in a mixture that often includes chili paste and other spices. It has a unique, crunchy texture and a salty, sour, and spicy flavor. It is often used in soups, stir-fries, or as a simple side dish with rice. Got this in a gashapon ball in Japan. What is this? It's a fidget toy. Specifically, it looks like a type of suction cup popper toy. The idea is to stick the suction cup end to a smooth surface, like a desk or a window. The tension in the toy will then cause it to suddenly pop off, making a satisfying sound. The commenter humorously adds that its purpose is to stick it to stuff repeatedly to make sounds that will make someone else send it back to Japan. It is a simple, tactile novelty toy, the kind commonly found in capsule toy machines. Found this in my cat's tail. What is this strange, corkscrew-like plant matter? This is an erodium, or stork's bill seed pod. These plants have a remarkable seed dispersal mechanism. The seed is attached to a long, hygroscopic awn, or tail. This tail naturally winds and unwinds with changes in humidity. This twisting motion, like a corkscrew, helps to drill the seed pod into the soil, planting it for germination. This same corkscrewing action can also cause the seed pods to get tangled and embedded in the fur of passing animals, like your cat, which is another way the plant spreads its seeds. Blinking in blue, what is it? It's an I Get Rockstar vape that has run out, and the light is on because the sensor is broken. The commenter used to vape the exact same ones. This is a disposable vape pen. The blue light at the end is an LED that typically lights up when the user inhales to indicate that the device is working. When the battery is depleted or the e-liquid is used up, this light will often blink to signal that the device is empty and should be discarded. In this case, a faulty sensor is causing it to stay on. I've had this old Doro flip phone for maybe 10 years. I think it used to be my grandmother's or my mother's. I'm trying to figure out what model it is. This is a Doro Phone Easy 611 or a Doro Phone Easy 6112. Doro is a Swedish company that specializes in making mobile phones that are simplified and easy to use, specifically for senior citizens. These phones typically feature large, easy-to-read buttons, a loud and clear sound, a simple interface, and often include an assistance or emergency call button on the back. The flip phone design was very popular for its simplicity and for protecting the keypad. This is a classic example of their user-friendly design philosophy. I found these mushrooms growing on my apartment lawn. My phone suggests the bulbous one is a death cap. It can't really be, right? Anyone know what these two mushrooms really are? Yeah, those definitely look like deadly amanitas. The one with the bulbous base and the ring on the stem is characteristic of the Amanita genus, which includes some of the most poisonous mushrooms in the world, such as the death cap, Amanita phalloides, and the destroying angel, Amanita bisporigera. These mushrooms contain amatoxins, which are lethal to humans even in small doses. It is absolutely critical to never eat a wild mushroom unless you are 1000% certain of its identification by an expert. This was left behind by a previous coworker. I have asked everyone in the company, and no one has an idea of what it could be. I'm hoping Reddit helps solve the mystery. It's a basket rack, but it's upside down in the picture. When oriented correctly, this would be a small, tiered display stand. The baskets or shelves would be used for holding and organizing items, perhaps files or mail in an office setting, or produce in a kitchen. Its tiered design allows for easy access to the contents of each level. It is a simple, common type of storage and display rack. Is this a hate symbol? The finder was gifted this years ago and is now anxious after seeing a video saying that iron crosses are neo-Nazi symbols. I don't think that's an iron cross. While the Iron Cross is a symbol that was used by Nazi Germany and has been co-opted by some hate groups, the symbol on this necklace is different. This appears to be a stylized cross-pate, or a similar form of heraldic cross, which has a much broader and older history in Christian and European symbolism, completely unrelated to Nazism. The specific design here, with its flared arms and decorative elements, does not resemble the specific form of the Iron Cross used as a military decoration. It is not a hate symbol. What is this vehicle? Where is the picture originally from? It says Suzuki at the bottom and looks like a van, but the finder wants the specific name. It looks so peculiar. This might be a Suzuki Supercarry or a similar model from their line of K-trucks and microvans. K-cars are a specific category of very small vehicles in Japan, which are subject to government regulations and tax incentives. The Supercarry is a popular model known for its compact size, utility, and often quirky and charming design. The picture is likely from an advertisement or a promotional photo from the 1980s or 90s, given the vintage aesthetic. Found in a city park not far from a storm runoff waterway. What is this monitoring station? This is a BioWatch air sampling system. The BioWatch program is a United States federal government program to detect the release of airborne biological warfare agents. These units are placed in numerous locations across major cities. They continuously draw in air and pass it over a filter. These filters are then collected regularly and taken to a laboratory for analysis to check for the presence of specific pathogens, such as anthrax or smallpox. It is a key part of the nation's bioterrorism early warning system. This weird bag thing is on a tree in Madrid. There was one on every tree in a small area by the palace. What is it? It's a bug trap. This is a type of trap used for monitoring or controlling populations of specific insect pests that affect trees. The bag might contain a pheromone lure to attract a particular species of moth or beetle. Once the insects are lured in, they are trapped, often on a sticky surface or in a container they can't escape from. This allows arborists or city park officials to monitor for the presence of invasive pests and to make decisions about treatment. The placement on every tree in an area is for comprehensive monitoring. What mushrooms are these? These are a species of inky cap mushroom. Inky caps are a group of fungi known for a unique characteristic called deliquescence. As the mushroom matures, its cap and gills will begin to autodigest, turning into a black, gooey, ink-like liquid, which is how they get their name. This ink is rich in spores and helps with their dispersal. While some species of inky caps are edible when they are very young, before they start to turn to ink, others are poisonous or can cause a severe reaction when consumed with alcohol. What symbol does this Google-related pin portray? It's from a set of pins for Google developer groups. The other pins are recognizable Google icons, but this one is a mystery. It is the Material Design 3 logo. Material Design is a design language developed by Google that is used across many of its products and on the Android operating system. Material Design 3 is the latest version of this system, which provides guidelines and components for creating user interfaces. This pin, with its specific stylized shapes and colors, represents this design system, and it would be a fitting and inside baseball type of pin to be given out to members of a Google developer group. My dad, a former Marine, gave me this t-shirt. Where is it from? The answer is right on the front. It's a promotional or tourist item for the Singha brand of beer. Singha is a very popular and well-known brand of lager beer from Thailand. The logo features a mythical lion, the Singha. This shirt, with its prominent logo and Singha Beer Thailand text, is a classic piece of tourist merchandise or a promotional giveaway from the beer company. The commenter notes that no karaoke is involved, likely a humorous reference to the shirt's somewhat party vibe. This black thing came in my daughter's Lego set we ordered from Amazon. What is this black thing for? As the manual shows, this is a Lego brick separator. It is an incredibly useful tool that is now included in most larger Lego sets. Lego bricks can sometimes be stuck together very tightly, especially small flat plates. This tool is designed to make separating them much easier and to avoid damaging the bricks or your fingernails. The wedge-shaped end is used to pry bricks apart, and the top part can be used to push out axles from Technic bricks. It is the official, purpose-built tool for disassembling Lego creations. This cord was found in a plastic bag. What is it for? This is a car adapter cord. The large cylindrical plug on one end is designed to be inserted into the 12-volt accessory outlet in a car, what used to be the cigarette lighter. The other end would have a connector specific to the device it was meant to power. This could be for a huge variety of portable electronics, such as a portable DVD player, a laptop, a small air pump for inflating tires, or one of those useless mini car fridges. It's a power cord for running a device from your car's electrical system. What is making this noise? It's outside a window at 1 a.m. in southern Ontario. That sounds like it might be the whinny call of an eastern screech owl. Screech owls are small, common owls found in wooded areas, suburbs, and parks. They don't make a classic hoot-hoot sound. Instead, they have two main calls, a long, descending, mournful trill, and this horse-like whinny call, which is used for communication between mates or for defending territory. Hearing one outside your window at night is a common and wonderful part of the nocturnal soundscape in many parts of eastern North America. What are these fields of hundreds of little red lights I always see driving to my parents' house? They look super cool. I think they are either power lines, windmills, or radio towers. Dead on, they're windmills, or more accurately, wind turbines. The red lights are aviation warning lights. Any structure that is tall enough to be a potential hazard to aircraft, especially in a rural area, is required to have these warning lights. On a large wind farm, where there are hundreds of these tall turbines, the coordinated blinking of all these red lights at night creates a very distinctive and somewhat mesmerizing visual effect that can be seen from many miles away. The picture shows a closer view of the lights on top of a turbine nacelle. When I open a chocolate wrap, it looks a bit whitish. What is this? This is just sugar bloom. It is a common, harmless phenomenon that occurs on chocolate. It happens when the chocolate is exposed to moisture or stored in a damp environment. The moisture dissolves some of the sugar on the surface of the chocolate. When the moisture evaporates, the sugar recrystallizes, leaving a fine, white, dusty, or sometimes blotchy coating on the surface. While it might look unappealing, it only affects the texture slightly, and the chocolate is still perfectly safe to eat. Found in my brother's closet, this hanger has a spiral bit at the top. What is it for? That spiral loop at the top is for hanging one hanger from another. This is a feature of cascading or space-saving hangers. It allows you to hang multiple garments in a vertical chain, which can save a significant amount of horizontal space on your closet rod. It's also a great way to keep complete outfits hanging together. Some dry cleaners and retail stores also use this style of hanger for display or transport. It is a clever space-saving design feature. What is this pentagon-shaped fruit that leaked when cut? The video is not mine. Those are not fruit. I think those are sea stars, also known as starfish. The link shows a TikTok from a Catch and Cook creator. It appears they are preparing sea stars for consumption. While not a common food in Western cultures, sea stars are eaten in some parts of China and other Asian countries. The pentagonal shape is characteristic of many sea star species, and the leaking, when cut, would be their internal fluids and organs. My mother-in-law found this in her suitcase after a trip where she checked her bag. It seems to be a men's dress sock with sections cut out of the sides. What is it, and why is it in her bag? The theory is that her bag was inspected by airport security alongside someone else's, and this item was mistakenly placed back in the wrong bag. It appears to be a compression sock that has been modified by its owner. The owner could have cut out sections at the sides where the base of the toes would be, because standard compression socks can be painful on bunions or arthritic joints in the feet. This custom modification would relieve the pressure in those sensitive areas while still providing compression to the rest of the foot and ankle. My mom just handed me this and asked what it was. I don't know. Google search doesn't work. Help! The link provided shows something similar to this object. Without a clearer description or a working link, a definitive identification is difficult. However, based on the shape in the similar-looking image, it could be a specialized kitchen gadget like a corn stripper for removing kernels from the cob. a specific type of fruit or vegetable peeler, or a tool for pitting or coring a particular fruit. The world of kitchen gadgets is vast, with many single-purpose tools that can be quite mysterious if you're not familiar with them. Maybe a satellite launch? I saw it outside a gas station in North Carolina, and we don't have anything like that nearby. I've seen things like this on TikTok. Yep, it's a rocket launch. Even though you are in North Carolina and there are no launch sites nearby, you can still see rocket launches from Florida under the right conditions. This is another example of a twilight phenomenon. If a rocket is launched from Cape Canaveral just after sunset, your location on the ground is dark, but the rocket, as it climbs to a very high altitude, is still in direct sunlight. The sunlight illuminates the exhaust plume, causing it to glow and expand in the upper atmosphere, creating a spectacular and silent light show that can be seen for hundreds of miles. What are those blue flashing lights? My first thought was an airport thing, but there are no airports nearby. It has been there for a couple of days now. This is a portable, solar-powered surveillance trailer, often called a parking lot camera trailer. These are temporary security systems that are deployed in locations that need monitoring but don't have permanent infrastructure. They are commonly used at construction sites, in large parking lots during events, or in areas experiencing a temporary spike in crime. The trailer contains batteries, a solar panel for power, a tall mast with cameras, and often flashing blue lights to act as a visible deterrent to potential criminals. What is he? What kind of little guy is this? The commenter provides two answers, and both are correct. 1. That is a gray squirrel. 2. If you're from Britain, it is a gray squirrel. This is the eastern gray squirrel, Sciurus carolinensis, an extremely common tree squirrel native to eastern North America. They have been introduced to other parts of the world, including Great Britain, where they are considered an invasive species that has displaced the native red squirrel. The only difference is the spelling. Gray is the American spelling, while gray is the British spelling. What is this desk for? Found this desk at the thrift store, and we have no idea what the drop-down cubby thing could be for. The commenter's guess is a typewriter. This is a typewriter desk, or a secretarial desk. The drop-down cubby is a compartment for storing a typewriter when it's not in use. The platform that the typewriter would sit on is often on a spring-loaded mechanism. When you open the drop-down front, the platform would swing up, bringing the heavy manual typewriter up to a comfortable typing height. When finished, you would push the typewriter back down into the desk and close the front, leaving a clear, flat desktop. Is this a leak? I took a shower, and now all the bathroom walls look like this. It's not wet to the touch, and wasn't there an hour ago. Is there a leak inside my walls? This is likely a pinhole leak. This is a tiny hole that has corroded through a copper water pipe inside the wall. The leak is so small that it doesn't release a large volume of water, but rather it sprays a very fine mist of water inside the wall cavity. This fine mist can then saturate the back of the drywall, and the moisture will bleed through the paint, creating the streaky, stained appearance you are seeing. It is a serious problem that needs to be addressed by a plumber immediately to prevent major water damage and mold growth. This is a flying ring in the sky. What is it? This is a smoke ring from a blown electrical transformer. The transformers you see on utility poles are filled with mineral oil for cooling and insulation. If a transformer fails or short circuits, it can cause an internal arc that rapidly heats and vaporizes this oil, resulting in a powerful explosion. This explosion often expels a large, perfectly formed smoke ring, which is a vortex of smoke and vaporized oil. These rings can be surprisingly stable and can travel some distance before dissipating. I know it's some type of antique farm equipment, but what was it used for? This is a horse-drawn sickle bar mower. It is a piece of antique farm equipment used for cutting hay or other forage crops. The large metal wheels would turn as the horses pulled the machine forward. Through a system of gears, the rotation of the wheels would drive a long cutter bar that extends out to the side. This cutter bar has a reciprocating knife with many small triangular blades that move back and forth, cutting the hay with a scissor-like action. It was a major technological advancement over cutting hay by hand, with a scythe. What is growing out of the ground? I was taking my dogs out and noticed this in my yard next to a tree. It's maybe 5 inches in height. What the heck is this? The solution is a pinned comment from the auto moderator, which means the original poster found the correct answer in the comments, but did not include it in the title. Without that information, it's impossible to know for sure. However, a strange 5-inch growth appearing suddenly next to a tree is often a type of fungus or a mushroom. It could be a stinkhorn, a puffball, or any number of other fascinating fungal fruiting bodies that can erupt from the ground overnight after a rain. Found this in my soup. I bought a dumpling noodle soup and found this in the pot. It is very small, about the size of a Tylenol. What is it? I believe that's a ladybug in an early stage of development, specifically a ladybug larva. Before they become the familiar, cute, round beetles, ladybugs go through a larval stage where they look like tiny, spiky, black, and sometimes orange alligators. They are voracious predators of aphids and other garden pests. This one likely was on the vegetables used in the soup, like cabbage or greens, and was accidentally cooked along with them. While unappetizing, it is harmless. Anyone know what that app is? The app shown on the screen is Autodesk Fusion 360. Fusion 360 is a powerful cloud-based 3D modeling, CAD, computer-aided design, CAM, computer-aided manufacturing, and CAE, computer-aided engineering software platform. It is used by product designers, engineers, and machinists to design, test, and manufacture everything from simple consumer products to complex mechanical assemblies. The interface shown, with its 3D model and design timeline, is characteristic of this popular professional design software. What is this on my garage wall? Any idea? This is a power transformer for your doorbell. A standard doorbell system operates on low voltage, typically 16 to 24 volts, not the full 120 volts of a household circuit. This small transformer is wired to a 120-volt line, and it steps down the voltage to the low voltage required by the doorbell chime and button. They are very common and are usually mounted on or near the main electrical panel in a garage or in a utility closet. What is it? I found lots of these on my porch. It's a brown marmorated stink bug. This is an invasive insect species, native to Asia, that has become a major agricultural and nuisance pest in North America and Europe. They feed on a wide variety of plants and fruits. They get their name from their tendency to release a foul-smelling odor when they are disturbed or crushed. In the fall, they often seek shelter for the winter and will congregate in large numbers on the outside of houses, trying to find a way inside. What is this? I found it in my dog's bowl. We were out of town for like 2 days, and I came back to this. I boiled them and freaked out and flushed them. Those look like mosquito larvae. Mosquitoes lay their eggs in any standing water, even the small amount in a pet's water bowl. The eggs hatch into these small, wriggling larvae, which live in the water and breathe through a small siphon tube at the surface. They are harmless to your dog, but their presence is a clear sign that you have mosquitoes breeding nearby. It is important to empty and clean any sources of standing water regularly to control the mosquito population. Found in my storage. It telescopes a bit. Image search keeps coming up with a pump, but it is not. It's flat and has no air outlet. Help Redditverse. This is a pull handle for rolling luggage, like the one in the linked image. It is the telescoping handle assembly that allows you to pull a suitcase on its wheels. The handle locks into various extended positions and then retracts back into the body of the suitcase for storage. This is just the handle component itself, which has likely been removed from a piece of luggage that was broken or discarded. Just moved into a new house. Pink V's are all over the fridge and freezer, along with random food debris. There are over 30 of them. What are they? Could it be from a bag like this? The linked image shows a bag of frozen vegetables or a similar product. The small, pink, V-shaped pieces of plastic are likely the remnants of the bag's tear-off strip or a resealable zipper mechanism that has been shredded or broken apart, possibly by getting caught in the freezer's fan or ice maker mechanism. The previous tenants likely had a bag of frozen food that broke open, scattering these small plastic fragments throughout the freezer and fridge. If you love uncovering strange and mysterious objects, hit that like button and subscribe. Stay curious. More finds coming soon.